Hey, believe it or not, we're kind of at the midterm part of our course. It's going fast, isn't it? Hey, this week is one of 2 weeks that's very different from all of the other weeks of the course, so you want to pay really careful attention to everything I go over here in this short overview video. You've got one thought primer this week, and it doesn't involve any quizzes and no reading on your part. It's a pretty short thought primer, and I'd recommend that you get on it sooner rather than later. It's due on Thursday, but the sooner you get into it, the better you're going to be able to handle the other thing you have to do this week, and that is your first philosophic inquiry. Now, thought primer number 7 is going to get you ready for that philosophic inquiry. And you'll notice that the very first thing it asks you to do is to download a copy of the Philosophic Inquiry number 1 prompt. Now, I told you a couple of thought primers ago as part of your thought primers to download that. So if you've already done that, great. But if for some reason you ignored my instruction in those thought primers to download a copy of the Philosophic Inquiry number 1 prompt, you want to do that right away. Because the second thing you're going to do for thought primer number 7 is watch this short 6-minute overview of the Philosophic Inquiry number 1 assignment. So I'm going to talk about what you want to do, what you want to avoid doing, how you want to approach these problems, and strategies for completing this assignment successfully. After you have watched that short overview video, you can, if you want to, go look at the grading criteria by clicking this link right here, grading criteria for Philosophic Inquiry number 1. And then for thought primer number 7, I just have 3 questions for you, and they're all right here in part 2. First question is, what questions or concerns do you have related to Philosophic Inquiry number 1? Where do you submit Philosophic Inquiry number 1? And I go over that in the overview video. And are there any questions or concerns related to the course so far that you have that you want to share with me? So those 3 questions are the questions you're going to submit for thought primer number 7. Okay, and that's by that point, you'll be ready to tackle that Philosophic Inquiry number 1 assignment. The last part of this thought primer number 7 is a link to an anonymous course survey. It's just some multiple choice questions and some opportunities for you to provide me feedback on what's working so far, what isn't working, what you'd like to make sure we end up doing during the second half of the course or stop doing during the second half of the course. It's a totally anonymous survey. When you submit your responses to the question, there's just a random number that's assigned to your name. So be open, be honest, and give me as much detail as you can about what's helping you learn and what's not helping you learn. All right, I think that's it. If anything comes up or you want to run any ideas by me or you have questions about the Philosophic Inquiry, you know what to do. Email me. Or better still, post your questions to our Canvas discussion board, because I'm sure if you're having a question, someone else is having the same question, and that way they get to benefit from seeing my response to your question. All right, have a fantastic week.